am now. And this is where my father's childhood home is. Grew up here, didn't you?
What's up?
Grew up here, didn't you?
The what?
You grew up in here.
Yeah, this is my childhood. Better go down here.
Well, welcome to this special video of the Williamson family holiday. Go on then.
Right. Now, if there's a house here, there is. It's up there. It was occupied by the army during the war, right?
What, that house up there?
That house
Behind the trees.
Lodge.
Go on then. Carry on.
Right. Now that was occupied by the army, but they allowed, this gate was kept locked, but they didn't mind my father coming up from Spring End, which is over in that direction, coming up through the back gate. And one morning they'd got it, these gates that were locked, and the army had moved out, right, somewhere in 1943-44. So to get to work, rather than go all the way round, my father crossed over the wall there with his friends on the way to Charles Roberts's down that way. And guess what was at the other side of the wall?
Go on.
A copper. And he got charged 10 shillings. He got fined 10 shillings for climbing the park wall. And that was, you know, a lot of money in those days. That's equivalent to 50 pence to today's money.
Right.
But it was a lot of money when you only had perhaps £3 a week for wages. But that's my story as far as Carlot's Park is concerned. Now,
You said that there was a bandstand here.
there used to be a bandstand, and I just wonder if it's still here. We could take a look over there.
Yeah.
Because Horbury had a silver prize brass band, and they used to do band concerts in here during the war.
Right.
And there was a certain little boy who used to love to come to the band concerts and stand in front of the band, conducting.
Let me guess, that was you, yeah?
That was me. Much to the entertainment of the band members and also the entertainment of the crowd. But and it's just up in the park behind the house that there were certain bonfires built which everybody attended, one in May 1944 and one in August 1944. Why? Because in May 1944 there was VA Day, Victory in Europe Day.
1945, you mean?
No, 44. Yeah. That
Right.
was when the war in Europe came to an end.
Yeah, 1945. You said 1944.
I said 1944 because that was in May 1944, the Victory in Europe Day, and the following year in August there was a bonfire to celebrate VJ Day, which was victory over Japan.
Yeah.
Because the war in the Middle East, in the Far East, didn't actually come to an end until
Right.
Japan surrendered.
Right.
Following the explosion of the atomic weapons.
Right.
On over Nagasaki and wherever else it was in Japan.
Right, shall we go looking for this bandstand then?
Yeah, it's over there somewhere.
Oh, that candle is for you, Mum. Well guys, this is the Bronte Parsonage Museum, and we're here in Haworth, West Yorkshire, and just at the far end there is where you get the just take a gander up here, and this is where you come in and get your tickets. You come and get your tickets in here, and then wander back down here towards the church. And this is where the entrance is, okay? And you're coming through here. Okay. Okay guys, well, this is the dining room. Charlotte, Emily and Anne did much of their writing here. The world famous novels Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights and Agnes Grey were written in this room. At night time the sisters will walk around around the table discussing their writing until following the deaths of Emily and Anne. Only Charlotte was left to walk in solitude. By the fireplace stands the rocking chair, where Anne would sit with her feet on the fender, and it is believed that Emily died on the sofa in this room. A plaster medallion portrait of their only brother. That's him there. The ill-fated Branwell Bronte hangs above the sofa was the reproduction of the famous portrait of Charlotte. Hangs above the fireplace, above the window. So on the window there are engravings of two of Charlotte's heroes. The Duke of Wellington and William Makepeace Thackeray. The room was enlarged by Charlotte in 1850. And the decorative scheme she selected has been reintroduced. The curtains are specially woven in crimson union cloth, just as Charlotte had ordered. This is Mr. Bronte's study. Okay guys, so this is the kitchen. The Bronte sisters were expected to take a share of the household tasks, and after Aunt Branwell's death Emily acted as housekeeper whilst Charlotte and Anne worked away from home as governesses. Baking bread or ironing allowed Emily the mental freedom to focus on her writing, and she always was happiest at home. In the Brontes' time, there was a back kitchen where the washing and heavier household work would have been carried out. This was demolished in 1878 to make way for a large kitchen extension, which was added to the parsonage by Mr. Bronte's successor, John Wade. The window was blocked, the range removed, and the Brontes' old kitchen became a passageway to Wade's new dining room in the gabled wing. Kitchen range of the correct period has now been added, and the room features a display of furniture, utensils and china which belong to the Bronte family. The walls would have been washed in distemper, as they would have been in the Bronte's time.
Yeah.
Is there a list?
No, so we don't have a list. Sorry, it's because the building's listed, so it's quite hard obviously to make changes. So that is the staircase, if you can manage it.
Well, I can manage the stairs with my stick, but somebody else lost it. One of my laptops if I carry it upstairs. I can manage upstairs. You can put the coffee up if you like.
Guys, this is Mr. Bronte's bedroom. And after his wife's death, Mr. Bronte moved into this room. None of the original beds have survived, and the bed displayed here is a reproduction, based on Branwell's drawing of himself being summoned from sleep by death. The other items of furniture were all in use at the parsonage, and the portraits were produced by Branwell himself. Later years, Branwell's addiction to alcohol made him a danger to both to himself and his family, and his father brought him into this room so that he could watch over him. It was here that Branwell died at the age of 31 in 1848, repenting the fact that in all his life he had done nothing either great nor good. Analysis shows that this room was prepared in the Bronte period, and several shades of green were used on the woodwork. The wallpaper reproduced from one of the period to match.
Right then.
Okay, well, let's enter the mind of Branwell Bronte. This was his room, and he had ambitions to be a portrait artist. Well, we've just found out that the room is not actually, not actually real. In fact, it's actually a film set that was used for a BBC production called To Walk Invisible. Okay.
She's originally North in Austria for conferences, and she always writes really nice, isn't she, when she visits up and writes to us, and it's really nice to get something.
It is lovely, yeah, people don't do it anymore, do they?
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you.
Well, this is the old schoolroom here in Haworth. It was built it was the site of Charlotte's wedding reception in 1854. And there's the church. And this is the church in Haworth. Well, this is the church in Haworth. Well, there's one name that actually stands out on this list, and that's Pete Bronte, the father of Charlotte, Emily and Anne, and Branwell. Well guys, I hope you can hear me because I'm on Ilkley Moor, bar Taht, and if I turn the camera around, here I am, without a hat on Ilkley Moor. Okay, and this, come on Andrew, take your hood off. There you go, and we've got these two. On Ilkley Moor without a hat on. Alright?
Oh, on and get into the view.
Right, we're here. This is for East Ham Voices, and we're on Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. Yay!
On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht.
On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. Where hast thou been since I saw thee? On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. Where hast thou been since I saw thee? Where hast thou been since I saw thee? On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. On Ilkley Moor, bar Taht. Well guys, I'm in Holmfirth now, home of the BBC comedy series Last of the Summer Wine. Well, here we are guys, this is the summer wine exhibition. And this is the who's who of Last of the Summer Wine. Most notably, you've got Spillo in, Peter Sallis, who right from the start. Well, we're inside what Compo's house.
You are currently standing in Compo's house. He designed this route to look like he lived in it, even though you never saw inside it during the program. You can also use the famous method of 3 minutes a man. They got it off the viaduct on complete time.
Well, I would have to say that Last of the Summer Wine was one of my favourite sitcoms. So, excuse me. Thank you.
Come on, have a look at this, Stephen.
Yeah, we'll do in a minute.
Change of direction last of the Summer Wine from less film to more film was the arrival many years ago now of the still current producer Alan Bell. Alan's by instinct a film man, and I think quietly behind the scenes, whether the rest of us realised it or not, the moment he arrived we were moving towards more and more film.
Good day to you up there. Just be careful you don't fall over. Oh, good gracious, no. Just teaching my staff here the rudiments of landscape familiarization. The teaching habit dies hard.
You fall off, you die hard. Careful.
Let's get on then, quick.
Local knowledge, you see. We walked up to investigate. I spotted who it was. Local knowledge enabled me to reach a conclusion that everything was okay. Local knowledge.
When we were doing Uncle of the Bride, the episode that introduced Michael Aldrich to the series, he played the uncle. We had the scene where...
I think how yeah, because I mean, sometimes you do hurt yourself, but as I said before, I just think the money number one.
When actors are playing a comedy scene and they know that the scene is going to be watched by a live audience who are hopefully going to laugh, they have to remember.
Well guys, I'm on the MSA and Boulton Abbey Steam Railway today, and I'm at Boulton Abbey station, and we're just about to go on board the train. Okay, this is a newly restored autocar. Here you go. Right. You're on candid camera, and this time I'm filming.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, it's already been 2 months.
No, so have you been doing it?
Oh, normally, so it changes. Previously, yes, actually, yeah. I've done it from this door here or behind, yes.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah.
If you come down again.
I will do, yeah. Yeah, so yesterday we switched out, so I didn't need to speak about the code.
No,
yeah,
no, right,
with you now, yeah.
No, if you're doing the exchange, that's fine.
Yeah,
I definitely cannot get rid of you, can I? Or you.
Well, do you want to? Can be arranged.
No, not really.
Well, yeah, full speed after.
Well, we're on board this new restored auto car, and it only began running public services earlier in the year. Come on, at least smile, Andrew.
No, you can't get rid of me.
I wonder which way we go, that way or that way?
I should think we go that way. Go forward. Judging by where the that's the driver. And we're moving. London, Midlands and Scottish. Enjoyed this holiday so far.
So have I.
Yeah?
So have I.
I thought so. Andrew?
Yeah.
Well, there's no two ways about it, guys. You can't beat a bit of Yorkshire scenery. Well, this is MZ station. Well guys, this is the original set for the TV soap opera Emmerdale, or Emmerdale Farm as it was known back then, and this is the village of Esholt, and not that far from here is a closed set, but this pretty little village was the original set for Emmerdale. Well, I'm very sad to say, but we managed to just miss Michelle Hardwick, the actress who plays Vanessa in Emmerdale. She was here not too long ago. Well, this is Esholt. Lovely little village. Emmerdale started off as a daytime drama serial back on ITV back in the early 1970s, and it's now one of the country's best known TV soap operas. And this is the village church down here. And as you can see, just at the end there was the Woolpack, the original Woolpack pub.